Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today, the Larrakia people. I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging and recognise their continuing connection to this land, waters and community. My name is Kathryn Jones. I'm the Executive of National Infrastructure Projects at Telstra InfraCo. It is a great pleasure to speak here today to offer a glimpse of how technology innovations are shaping the economies, industries, social fabric of our communities right across Australia. And to share with you what Telstra InfraCo is doing to deliver its ambition to build a resilient digital ecosystem that works seamlessly to support this growth for all of Australians, wherever they're located. Gathering here today, as you do for the annual Northern Territory Cattlemen's Association conference, provides an incredibly valuable opportunity to consider, plan and prepare for the exciting opportunities on our doorstep. It's an opportunity to take a closer look at the trends and developments that we foresee shaping primary industries and addressing some of the challenges now so that we're all in the best possible position to seize the opportunities ahead of the curve. I note that among the key themes to be explored over today's Tech and Tea Day include innovative new tech that's being deployed in the livestock and agricultural industries to enhance safety, environmental sustainability and productivity, as well as the uptake in data-driven decision-making and data-intensive technologies, issues that intersect with what I'll discuss today and how they'll very much rely upon resilient digital infrastructure, which is where Telstra InfraCo's mission is paramount. So, there is no doubt about it. We are living in an era of rapid digital transformation where technological innovations are reshaping our world at an unprecedented pace. From artificial intelligence and machine learning to the Internet of Things and 5G connectivity, the advancements that we are witnessing today present significant growth opportunities. We are currently witnessing profound transformation in the livestock and agricultural industries, particularly on cattle stations, with the adoption of artificial intelligence, which is proving to be an indispensable tool in managing herds, optimising feed and nutrition, water management, and ensuring sustainability. However, to fully harness these tech innovations and the opportunities that they present, we must ensure that our digital infrastructure can support this growth. When we talk about digital infrastructure, we're referring to the physical assets, such as data centres, mobile towers, fibre optic cables, ducts and conduits and satellites, including the newer lower Earth orbit satellites that support the digital elements, which are things like cloud hosting, compute platforms, internet connectivity and software systems. Together, all of these physical assets from a digital infrastructure ecosystem where every form a digital infrastructure ecosystem, and that's where every element plays a critical role in supporting a reliable and resilient network. And it's important to understand that no single piece of infrastructure can stand alone. They must work together to support changes in demand, but also environmental conditions that can put pressure on different parts of the network at different times. Telstra is a global and at scale digital infrastructure provider. Across Australia, Telstra InfraCo has the country's largest duct and fibre networks, including more than 250,000 kilometres of terrestrial fibre that connects businesses, cities, and more than to 130 data centres, and also more than 7,000 network and power connected sites, including exchanges, landing stations, and satellite facilities. And internationally, we have over 400,000 kilometres of undersea fibre, which carries out about a third of all traffic across Asia. And this business also has extensive links in and out of the US, carries significant traffic in and out of most major Asian cities, as well as Australia and the Pacific Islands. Telstra's strategy is informed by a few core beliefs, and I want to take a little time to talk about one of those, which is connectivity. Connectivity will grow to play a vital role in the digital economy, and if anything, it's only continuing to grow. And our data growth projections predict a 24 to 33% year-on-year growth in demand for data between now and 2031. And we believe digital technologies could contribute close to $250 billion to the Australian economy by 2030. And that's only a few years away, and which is why investment in our fibre assets is absolutely critical now. So this brings me to the investments Telstra is making to ensure Australia has the high capacity, ultra-low latency fibre network required to support digital tech innovation here and to be able to reach the global stage. Much of today's intercapital backhaul fibre was built 20 to 30 years ago, when data needs were much lower than they are today. So it'll come at no surprise to learn that the current capacity in some Australian existing intercapital fibre networks is running very thin, and just like a congested highway, more demand than capacity is slowing everything down. So we're building a bigger and better digital highway across Australia. Our intercity network is a visionary infrastructure endeavour. It's the digital backbone for the nation's future digital economy, and a backbone that will provide a platform for Australia to reach a global audience so that Australia's skills, technology, innovation and enterprise have the reach and impact that they deserve. The cornerstone of our intercity fibre network is the construction of our dual fibre paths between mainland capital cities, an express path, which is a pink fibre, our pink cable, and a foundation path, which is our blue cable. The express path is designed for those seeking high-speed, long-distance connections, and this is what the global hyperscalers like the Microsofts, the Amazons, etc. are demanding. And the foundation path provides access points to connect to regional and remote communities. Our foundation path is an important part of the Telstra story, and we don't want to see any Australian regional town or city left behind, which is why the network infrastructure allows for future connectivity to many regional areas that it's passing through. These network access points are an enabler for connectivity and for greater economic investment into regional areas. In the Northern Territory, we're committed to and are currently in the detailed design phases of our Darwin to Adelaide path, which you can see here on the map. Our Darwin to Adelaide path is attracting a lot of attention, and rightly so, with the significant opportunities Darwin presents as a strategic launchpad to the rest of the world. Our Perth to Darwin route is subject to demand, and we continue to engage with both industry groups and government to understand the growth and investment opportunities on this route. To date, we've constructed more than 3,400 kilometres across the country, and with our first routes on the East Coast due to open this year. Our intercity fibre network is not just about scale, but it's also about speed and capacity. The intercity fibre network will enable transmission rates of up to 650 gigabits based on the current technology, depending on the route selected, and this is over 6 times today's common rate of 100 gigabytes. It'll also enable express connectivity between capital cities, and with a recent simulated trial reaching speeds of up to 61.3 terabits per fibre pair, which is almost 7 times today's typical capacity of only 8.8 terabits per fibre pair. I'd like to share this short video which features some of our people currently building that intercity fibre networks who speak of some of the challenges that we face and the progress that we're making to deliver this significant national infrastructure project.
You need to be fairly resourceful out there.
Our challenge at the moment is rock.
We've got a number of utes fitted out with a bunch of safety upgrades.
An incredible amount of planning and preparation is required.
Just being able to put your name against the project and say you took part is incredible. The project is the installation of 2 fibre cables. It's to enable a updated, faster fibre connection between state capitals.
Construction of the intercity fibre network is complex. One week we could be building through rugged mountain ranges, and the next navigating and building across waterways.
Planners will highlight areas where we need to install fibre. A detailed design gets created. Part of that process is speaking to property owners, speaking to local shire councils, engagement with the traditional landowners.
So the most significant challenge we have is getting material and fuel and water out to the crews.
They've got to bring their own food and water. In some cases, the guys have just slept in swags temporarily.
We don't have your typical hotels or accommodation to stay at. So we've invested in 20 caravans.
I mean, there's no doubt you get to see some pretty spectacular sights doing this work around the country. We do come across a lot of challenges. Mainly for us, it'd be the terrain. I'd like to think that, what we're doing here right now is providing a network for generations to come. This fibre will be in the ground for pushing 20, 30 years. And, it's going to facilitate and provide services for that duration of time. So that's exciting, knowing that we're part of that.
Everyone that's partaken in the project on any level will be able to look back on it and speak about installing the cables and the challenges we had and we overcame as part of it.
So I've been fortunate enough to travel to some of those remote construction sites that we featured in the video, and you really do get a sense of that this is a once-in-a-generation project, and it does come with a lot of pride in being part of that, and we have a lot more to build. But the need for this new fibre infrastructure is crystal clear. Across all industries, particularly those located in remote areas, like livestock agriculture, it really is important that across all industries that we need this, and it's in those remote areas, in industries that involve livestock, agriculture and mining, that the uptake of real-time data analysis and automation is really the driver for this, and much of which is taking place remotely, and it's a testament to the innovation with purpose in terms of what we're building. With its considerable resources, land and geographic location, we think the Northern Territory's livestock industry is in a very strong position to take advantage of the significant opportunities that the digital economy has to offer. From driving innovations in remote and autonomous farm monitoring equipment, to checking on feedstock and water supplies, to assessing real-time data insights on the performance of livestock, these technologies are and will continue to revolutionise farming and agricultural practices, increasing productivity, improving worker safety, and ultimately increasing profits. In January this year, I attended the Pacific Telecommunications Conference in Hawaii, and this is an annual conference where global players and leaders in the telecommunications space gather every year to share industry insights and to keep watch on trends and innovations happening before their very eyes. And it's fair to say that everyone is talking about AI right now. It's both an exciting and a scary at the same time, which reflects the great opportunity that comes hand in hand with considerable challenges to be addressed. So what is happening now with artificial intelligence is what it was like with cloud tech 10 years ago. Most of the AI growth is very US-centric now, but there are eyes on Australia with a potential appetite to see large-scale AI deployments here. AI requires a huge amount of data that requires access to significant capacity on digital networks, and capacity that Telstra is currently planning for with the construction of this build. For industries, governments and businesses looking to employ AI in their operations, now is the time to not only plan the policies and delivery frameworks on how AI and autonomous machines will operate in an ethical, legal and security framework, but it's also now time to plan for the future workforce capabilities that will be required. There are the obvious concerns about job displacement with the automation of tasks previously conducted by a human. While AI can create new job opportunities, there is a need for strategies to manage the transition for affected workers. While programming and coding skills will remain essential, we will increasingly need a workforce with a strong analytical skills. People who can understand and apply logic and algorithms to autonomous systems will be crucial, and AI and machine learning rely heavily on human-centred design, which depends on the logic and algorithms. A strong understanding of data science and how to apply data will be key skills in the near future, and these are just the technical skills that are needed. So now is the time to review workforce strategies and identify the areas of businesses ripe for this digital revolution. But most importantly, now is time to understand the infrastructure challenges that are needed to address to support these new technologies. And we do invite you to reach out to our Telstra team at any point to navigate these significant issues and discuss the future digital infrastructure and services your industry and businesses need. The impact in the Northern Territory will be felt strongly, particularly across the primary industry sector, which has some of the most extensive cattle stations in the world and the potential to lead digital transformation in agriculture. And I very much look forward to hearing from the panellists in the next session who will be discussing some of these very issues around data-driven decision-making and the benefits being delivered to cattle stations and agribusinesses all over the world. The investments that Telstra is making today to build enhanced fibre infrastructure is aimed at delivering a digital foundation to further enable this technological transformation with a highly reliable and resilient fibre network. And I want to focus now on the word resilient, particularly in the context of energy. So while we're a telecommunications company and not a power company, we are a key part of that ecosystem. And it'd be fair to say that telecommunications and power companies are key partners with a symbiotic relationship to ensuring connectivity across the country. Without one, you can't have the other. The incidence and impact of extreme weather events is increasing, and in the past few months, alone, we've seen two significant cyclones, Zila in the Pilbara coast in WA and Alfred on the east coast of Queensland and the New South Wales border, that have resulted in widespread flooding, events and power outages. So the reality is that power outages to our network are a fact of life, and there's an expectation that they're frequent and extreme weather events are going to be the new normal. Back in the day, when the power went out, the first concern was finding the candles, which was then quickly moved to the concerns about the fridge and whether the milk would go off. But today things are a little bit different. Most of us couldn't care about the milk going off, but all we want to know is when if our devices can stay connected. And we all want to be able to buy supplies with the tap of our phone, because few of us are carrying cash these days, and the old click-clack credit card machines are a relic of the past. So while a connected device is not just a nice to have, it's an absolute must for participating in the digital economy, healthcare, education and more. Reliable and resilient communications in emergency services can also be the difference between life and death. And I share this case study of how a flood monitoring solution by Telstra and attenders to the Department of Main Roads in WA did just that. Saved a life and in frightening floodwaters in a remote area of the Pilbara region. So the flood monitoring solution is a technology solution best described as a sophisticated range of intelligence sensors that deliver 24-hour environment data streamed through our high-speed networks. On Wednesday, the 12th of February, the floodway monitoring software had recorded a dramatic rise in the water level across a river crossing following a downpour of rain across the region, taking the water level across the floodway from 0 to a peak of 2.8 over the course of approximately 6 hours. Although the road had been closed for traffic due to the expected arrival of the cyclone, a road train entered the floodway, crossing before 8 a.m. on the Thursday morning, and was quickly swept away by the ensuing current and became lodged on the edge of the floodway. A routine check of the floodway monitoring technology at 8:43 a.m. on that day revealed the image shown here, and this discovery led to the immediate contact with the WA police at Marble Bar, who were provided with details of the incident, exact location, current vehicle status, river level, and the fact that no communication was available at this location. The senior constable in charge immediately posted the event and images to the statewide major incident application, and was very soon contacted by WA Police Air Wing. Through the flood monitoring software, this incident was continually monitored, and it was at 9:48 a.m. that the cameras first captured images of the driver appearing at the rear of the truck cabin, assessing his options. Over the next 3 hours, the driver moved from the rear of the cabin to the first trailer, then back to the cabin, inside the cabin, and images were captured to record the incident the whole time, as you can see here. It was at 12:33 by the WA Police Air Wing arrived at the scene to rescue the stranded driver, and by 1:40 p.m. he was confirmed to be back on dry land, safe and well. Meanwhile, the river continued to rise over the coming hours to a height of 4.8 metres, and as you can see here, the floodwaters have completely submerged the truck cabin and its first trailer. We can only imagine what was going on through the mind of that driver over the course of those 3 frightening hours as he was stranded on that river crossing. And thankfully, as a result of the flood monitoring software, the outcome was a good one. Energy and telecommunications resiliency is an issue that we are focused on, and we're developing and deploying energy resilient technologies into our infrastructure. But we're also initiating government and industry-wide collaboration because it's an important issue for all of us, because when it's at its best, it literally can save lives. The importance of a future-proofed fibre network for Australia cannot be underestimated. Higher capacity, ultra-low latency, reliable and resilient fibre networks are not merely a convenience, they are the very lifeline that connects us to opportunities, innovation and progress. Our network infrastructure plans are ambitious and bold because we want to see Australian industries, such as our livestock and agriculture sectors, thrive on a national and global stage. Telstra is making a significant investment into our nation's growth, connectivity and digital prosperity, and we look forward to working with the Northern Territory Government and industry groups represented here today to chart the course that ensures that the Northern Territory's status as a pivotal node in Australia's digital journey for the next 2 decades and beyond. Thank you very much for your time today.